Hello, I'm Pieta. Just a warning that this video contains depictions of blood, so if you're sensitive to that, feel free to watch something else. So, seeing this title and the story about getting stabbed in the eye, you'd think I'm very accident prone, but no, I've never broken a bone or anything, for example. But here's a story on how I almost broke my kneecap. Enjoy, if you can. So this happened last May, when there was still plenty of snow and ice on the roads. It was lunch break and I was walking a good while away from my school, since I like to catch some fresh air between my classes. I had just had a biology exam the previous day, so I was in quite a jolly mood. You know, it just felt like a weight had lifted off my chest. I was daydreaming about being an action hero or something, which is why I began to run to accelerate the mood. And this, kids, is why you don't mix daydreams with reality. After running a while, my foot made a misstep and I lost my balance. My heart stopped beating as I flew through the air and time seemed to slow down. Then I hit the ground with my left knee and right elbow first. Now, the first thing that came to my mind wasn't, "Oh God, I'm bleeding," or that hurt so much! No, my first thought after splattering the asphalt with my blood was, "Did anyone see that?" This is what it's come to, folks. I wasn't afraid of my injury. I was afraid of embarrassment. Basic introvert behavior. Thankfully, I was in the middle of nowhere, so no one was around, and I got up like, that just happened. I was still so full of adrenaline at this point that I didn't feel any pain on my leg, but I noticed I had tore a hole in my jeans. Wow, this is a good sign. I kept walking with a small limp, but otherwise I thought I was fine. When I came closer to the school, however, I felt something beginning to drip slowly down my leg. I glanced down and blood. Lots of blood. And lunch break was coming to a close, which meant I had to be in class in 10 minutes. I didn't have a tissue or anything to stop the blood, so I took my hat off, filled it with snow and pressed it down to the injury. I kept limping to the school as fast as I could, but the closer I got, the more people I saw, which meant I had to play it cool. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Blood? Where? I don't see any blood. Don't mind me. When I entered the building, I made a straight path to the bathroom and oh God, the blood. I proceeded to stuff my jeans with toilet paper, but my biology class was just about to start, so I had to hurry there to my seat. You may be wondering why I just didn't go to the nurse's office, but I already told you. I didn't want anyone to see. Then our lovely teacher started to give back our exams and everyone had to go to the front of the class when their name was called. Poop. My name was called and I very carefully got up and despite the huge spike in pain that caused me, I got to the front to get my paper, which was a 10 by the way. I don't think, I hope no one noticed how I was limping and how my jeans were quite literally stuffed with bloody toilet paper. But thankfully that was the last lesson of the day and I got to go home. After a bus ride, of course. It felt like every step to the bus stop was making my pain worse and I low-key started to worry about the possibility of having broken something. I didn't even want to know how my elbow looked like, since I had hit that too. After a very excruciating bus ride, I was finally home. I went to my sister's store because she has lots and lots of spare ER kits for her camping travels. Yo, I need bandages and cleaning alcohol. Why though? Can you tell why? I got the kit and began the process of tying my leg in a neat little bow. I checked my forearm as well, but surprisingly it was only a little scratched. My jacket, however, had taken quite a toll. Think about it, if I hadn't had my jacket, that could be my skin. Since the following day was a Friday, I just decided to skip it. During the weekend it felt like the pain got worse hour by hour and it was very hard to sit down, get up, lay down and walk. When I got back to school on Monday, there was a huge lump of bandages in my pants. At some point I began to think of the situation with more sense and realized, yeah, there's no way no one noticed. They definitely saw how miserable I was. God, I get embarrassed just thinking about it. Over time the injury began to fade, but I still have a scar on my knee and it hurts if I press it. The moral of this story is, be careful when you're running, always have tissues with you, and don't hesitate to get help when you're bleeding out. Just take care of yourself, everyone, I don't know.